keep going, right? Even though
Yeah, of
there's no
course.
audio.
Yes, of course.
Okay, 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 yeah, yeah. All right, yeah. So we're gonna take a look at these players here. Looks like we got 2-5 at D4, highest rank on the team, Pantheon player. A lot of Graves players in this league too. I love to see that. Although we haven't seen much Graves.
Yeah, Graves is kind of fun in solo queue, not so great in competitive. Definitely need to build around it as well.
Hmm.
And Graves comes in more of a counter pick. So champions that like to engage and stay in the fight, Graves just kites them out. So it's not something you're going to see every day. Riven here in the mid lane, I like to see that.
Ooh,
Bringing
spicy.
shades of old Faker here. And I've seen, this is something you wouldn't think, but traditionally Jin's not really a very popular champion. But in the current patch, right now being brought into the fold and looks pretty strong. I've seen it in some high level gameplay, and this champion can definitely carry.
Yeah, Jin. The crit items did a lot for him. Would be really cool to see him today. Uh, but yeah, we'll have to find out when we get over to the draft. Can we see KingPins? Let's take a look at what we've got over here. So these guys, no diamond players on this team, but they're packing multiple emeralds. We've got a Jinx player in the jungle, and let me tell you, bro, I feel that one. I'm an AD carry player that transferred over to jungle. Uh, let's go, say 10. Get that going.
You know what's funny? When I get autofilled to bot lane, I will play Jinx as well. So
Oh, yeah,
there was
yeah.
a,
I mean,
there was
Jinx is a good character.
there was a time where I was jungling and I had like an 80% win rate on Jinx over 30 games. So
Nice.
yeah, definitely there might be something to that Ultravox.
Yeah, yeah, but
As we have here Kaisa, another popular champion coming to the fold. A lot of players are also flexing at mid lane
mhm.
because there's the Zeri as well as Ezreal mid lane flex. Guess who can just follow those champions right in the mid lane as well? It's Kaisa. So it makes a lot of sense this champion is being picked up and also being put into the mid role as well.
Yeah. One last thing to note is two Pantheon players, Investor Brian and Weatherneck. They can flex that between the mid and top. So lots of opportunities for draft shenanigans on this team. And speaking of draft, let's go head over, see what these two teams have got cooking for us today. Kingpins on the blue and Faceless on the red.
Ultravox, that was smooth transition there. As we are getting an Azir ban coming through. We're not on the new patch just yet, I believe, unless Ultravox wants to correct me here. So the
We,
80
we are.
mids are still
It says
here.
it right there in the center. We're 14-14 went live
14.14.
today.
Oh, okay.
It went, yeah,
But
this day, patch day.
I, d- I don't think the mid lane champion pool has been affected at all by the, the nerfs, so they're still going to be played here. The boot changes is next patch. That's point 15. So I am living ahead in a different reality, apparently.
Yeah, we've had some minor Tristana changes so far. Corki changes as well, and that's going to really affect Apex play, I think. We've seen a little bit of Tristana Corki down here, but it's been rarer, I would say.
Yeah.
Tristana banned out by Kingpin, so will not be making an appearance today. And we have a lot of the champions shown on our statistics page banned out by the Faceless as well. Tom Kench and Kaisa, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, Tom Kench is an interesting pick. Usually only want to see it with Senna. Typically not picked anything else. There are a handful of top lane Tom Kench players who are very proud. As Oriana gets Prio picked here, assuming that's a counter Irelia just straight away. Kind of
Right, yeah.
a do. This is kind of a very common mid lane matchup actually, especially in solo queue, where either one can win it. It's really a skill matchup. So I love seeing that here. As Ezreal is the next one to get snapped up.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of watching Aurelia too get super aggressive and in your face, punishes these scaling mages. Cora, we saw that she is a Riven player, right? So maybe some more of that top lane expertise comes in handy. Those flex picks, I like it. And on the other side for Kingpins, they're going to pick up Ashe. Fantastic into Ezreal. You can still kind of run him down after your arcane shifts away. A little bit tougher to hit your arrow, but we have a Braum to match that as well. So the Freljordian bot lane is going to be slowing you for days.
Yeah, they are a very strong duo. However, they're blind picking the Braum here, so full counter is available. Definitely don't want to pick an engage support, so they go with Karma, who definitely counters the Braum and is a
Uh-huh.
very strong duo with the Ezreal, very famous. Everyone knows the Ezreal Karma. They make up for each other's weaknesses, and the double poke lane is activated against the Braum, who is not going to be having a good time there. So Landon, you kind of opted yourself in for this punishment, so got to pull through.
Yeah, let's hope that they can make up for it elsewhere in the draft. They still have at least one counter pick available, so maybe they're banking on that. Maybe it's a spicy jungle pick that'll turn things on its head. But so far, I'm not sure what that would be. The rest of the bands are going to pile
Mhm.
in. Got Aatrox and Camille, so some focus on the top lane from the Faceless, and then Kingpins take away Kindred and also Talia, so focus on jungle from them.
Yeah, so right now, Faceless, those bans are kind of optimized for a tank. Well, looks like they're going to be last picking it here as they're going to go for J4, who is very good into Oriana and Ashe and removes the J4 Oriana combo. So I like that. However, they are severely lacking in magic damage somewhere. They're going to have to make up for it in their top lane. There's still stuff like Rumble, but it all depends what they want to play up there. Zach on the other side, engage. I don't like it into Ezreal. I don't like the Zac pick here at all, but that's what they're going for. They feel like they need the Wombo, and they're going to pick the most solid, stable top laner in existence, Renekton.
Oh yeah, everybody's favorite top lane champion. I know the crowds are always so hyped up to see this pick. It will be against the Gwen, so that's the big AP damage. That's what I was thinking about is Gwen or Rumble, and it looks like it will be the Gwen. So uh
Mhm.
gonna have to make up for the magic damage deficiency, like you were saying. 2-5 is going to have to team fight, and instead of just sitting in these side lanes because faceless, otherwise they might just get walled out. Uh,
Yeah.
any predictions off the bat? Who do you think came out on top in this draft?
I think overall composition wise, I think the Kingpins are going to be happy with just the state of the champions because Gwen into Renekton, not so good. Ash Braum are going to lose, but you don't necessarily have to play that lane. You can transfer over to mid lane, or you can just go into that top side with the Renekton, who is going to stomp Gwen, and then guess what? No magic damage. So I think if they play it right, should be a pretty solid win for them if they get the Gwen out of the game. Otherwise, you can see the scaling factor for the side of Faceless. Ezreal, Gwen are going to be absolute monsters in the late game. So it's really going to be on execution.
All right, well, you heard it here first. Let's go ahead and hop onto the Rift. See how this one unfolds. Once again, a best of three to secure the second seed in Group A. Kingpins versus Faceless. Game one. Let's get this going.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's absolute killers in the other groups as well. So being a top seed means you do not face them in the first round. That is a huge deal. There's Dorado, ID Honeyfruit. They went deep in the last runs as well. And, you know, no one wants to be facing these teams. So avoiding them with a higher seed is exactly what you want to be doing here. 5 points are from both sides, but I think we understand the importance of this game, Ultravox.
Absolutely, yeah. Securing higher seeding can decide your playoffs run entirely sometimes. Always want to be the higher one. It really is tough getting placed as a lower seed versus the 1 or 2 seed. So, um, yeah, making sure you're higher up. That's gonna be a surefire path further forward.
All right. We have our matchups here secured. Interesting to see the Zac coming out here. I think a lot of times underrated pick, especially in top side. I think the champion's still very strong up in that top lane. So we'll see if they can find some really good engages. Surprise because Ezreal with Arcane Shift, one of the better champions into the Zac.
Absolutely, yeah. Nonetheless, Satan pathing down there, so probably wants to full clear. Zach's got a pretty quick clear. Make it down there. Maybe they can get some crab
Should we
condition going.
rename Satan to Lucifer?
To Lucifer. Oh, that's cute. I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, Lucifer could be pathing on down to the bot side and looking for some early contention, but it should be FLS with the bot lane push. So might be tough for them to actually make something happen. Maybe they can try a weird path and gank mid and try to offset the early power of the Irelia versus Investor Brian's Oriana, of course.
Yeah, both of them pathing down. I think for Zach, you would want to be doing a full clear. So we'll see if Lucifer opts for that because the level 2 slingshot is such a huge advancement in their gank potential over level 3.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're going to be aiming for. Plus, Zach, not a slouch in the jungle clearing department here,
Ooh.
as we have Nat is going for a cheeky early gank, but look at Investor Brian's position just on the complete opposite side of the lane.
Okay, but it's Cora that is going in, gets a nice trade onto Investor Brian. Nat is not a bug, will instead just walk all the way across the mid lane.
Mhm.
Spent a non insignificant amount of time in that bush and will probably be losing out a lot on that.
I think what more importantly, it reveals the pathing. So they know J4 is on the spot side, so they're not going to do anything crazy, I hope, and let afford this opportunity. You could also go for a gank timing like about now because you know J4 is going to be clearing most likely, unless they're sacrificing even more camps in time to counter the gank. So it's just the information game that's very important when you're playing the J4 here, and so revealing that is going to hurt a bit as well, and that's when J4 starts to lose efficiency in the game. If you know where J4 is, no ganks, champion starts to lose a lot of power.
Yeah, now Nat is going to skip Gromp to get the Scuttle Crab. I think this is fine. You offset your camp timers a little bit, but you prevent Satan from getting that one. And they'll spot him out on the ward in the bot lane too. So Faceless are in a pretty good spot, all things considered. Even with Nat's kind of weird time investment, they're ready for the counter gank here in case Satan decides to go in. Pretty good spot.
Yeah, they're going to see this back, and they're going to know exactly where the Zac is now as well. As first blood just happens in the mid lane. We were sleeping.
Wow.
We didn't see that one. As that's going to be a pickup. No flash as well. So I think the PTA proc came across on the pushing wave. I think Investor Brian was kind of low HP. Just gets caught there. Didn't use flash. No flash expend on either side. Kind of strange. But that is a first blood picked up for Core. So good looking there for
Yeah,
Faceless.
Cora also with a fantastic wave positioning as well. Can base and TP back, but actually maybe miss the opportunity now that Investor Brian is here. Just going to try to get aggressive again. Cora hits
Oh,
that
wait a minute.
stun. There's one Blade Surge. The auto
Wait.
attacks are there with the passive, the second Blade Surge, but finally the flash away. It's a trade of kills, but Investor Brian walked all the way back to lane just to die again, and you lose out on so many creeps. That hurts. That's super worth for Cora.
Yeah, very much worth. This is a mid lane doomed kind of scenario here. Weatherneck is in
Oh,
trouble.
Satan, he kind of baits Weather Naked and walking forward straight into the snips from 2-5. Nat is not a bug. He's now here in the top lane, auto attacking down Satan, but I think the Zach's able to just walk this one out. 2-5 gets a very clean kill. Unlucky, yeah, as the Renekton, you feel like you have to commit to the gank there, and it does cost your life.
Yeah, unfortunately, just not able to dominate that top side against 2-5. Weatherneck, this is a pick. Renekton, you have to be solid in these early game scenarios. You have to be putting the enemy under pressure, and it's just being completely reversed here. And all those hopes that I had in draft, I think they're falling to the wayside here, Ultravox.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is not looking good for the Kingpins so far. I think they might show more signs of life when they get to the team fighting stages of the game, but for now, things are absolutely not going their way. This volatile Irelia matchup in the mid lane, full favor of the Faceless. Gwen, who's supposed to be behind, is now almost 20 CS up onto Renekton. Will continue scaling. That two item spike is going to be so huge. Yeah, Kingpins, they're not looking great in game one here, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is not a good look for their comp. They need to be getting ahead early, just not happening. This might be a scenario where I would have preferred PTA Renekton. No one on the side of Faceless is particularly tanky or melee.
Uh-huh.
They have three melees, so you can go for the PTA, just burst one of them out and try to win the team fights from there. Satan going for this, but it is going to get challenged. Just going to take the slingshot over the wall. And yeah, that's kind of the problem. If you, even if the enemy jungler isn't going to contest you, if you have no prio, lanes just rotate over, and you cannot do that objective still.
Yeah, Zach not going to be taking the dragon very quickly by himself either. Needs the help early on from the rest of his laners. So tough position for Kingpins. Satan trying to get a little ambitious there. And the priority generated by Ezreal Karma is just too much to overcome.
Yeah, as we see, Nat is taking away the blue buff here. They're gonna try to get this wave in on the spot side, and I have gripes with that blue buff circle, for the jungle, because the mob is clearly within the circle. You can see it, and yet the patience goes down. That just irks me.
It grinds your gears, huh? We should write a strongly worded letter to Riot. to change their patience meters. Remember when
Yeah,
they were
have you
20?
ever kited a monster there? It should not. The circle. It's in the circle
Oh
of
yeah,
the
yeah, I feel
box.
that. Yeah, I've had it reset on me because I'm like trying to get to the crab or something, and it's just annoying. It's just annoying. Yeah, jungle bad times.
The jungle. I mean, the balance in the jungle is a complete mess, but we don't have to talk about that right now. As level sixes have activated for both these junglers, and for Nat, this is a great time to find a gank, whether that be in the bot side or the mid lane here, because there is these mobile carries. I would say they need to use it against Investor Brian because there is no flash. Timer on that is running up soon, but if Nat ults onto the Oriana of the Cataclysm, that's going to be a dead Oriana.
For sure, yeah. No, no ability to get out of that cataclysm for just a few more seconds here. I think that flash should be up soon. But look at Weatherneck dropping down pretty low
Ooh,
here. The ignite's ticking
he's
around on the
hanging
turret.
around.
He's got a base here. He's got a base, but he's got say
Oh,
10.
is it
I
bait?
think it's a situation just like the first gank. He just
Oh,
dies to the Q again. It's the exact same thing. Say 10 trades it back, but I mean, look at all those minions that Weatherneck lost. The creep score must be completely out of hand. And
oh.
all the while, Investor Brian went down in the mid lane. Irelia sitting on the full build with the Blade of the Ruin King. Investor Brian is no match for Core at this point.
Yeah, no cataclysm needed there for that mid lane kill, as they're just gonna go ahead, jump right onto the dragon. I'm gonna pick that one up, and yeah, Weatherneck didn't feel like culling the Meek, getting that nice heal. Potentially could have saved him, but did end up baiting 2-5 for the kill in the end. So that it means the resources going to the jungler, unfortunately, because Weatherneck really needs that gold right now.
Yeah, I see a Zac with gold, and it's not that
I
impressive
mean,
to me.
sometimes,
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes it carries.
Zach is a great character and he can carry games, but on this game, I think you're gonna have a really tough time versus 2% health damage dealers and a slippery Ezreal who you can't really get on top of. So,
Yeah.
this is not one of the games where I want my Zach to have gold.
And is building tank as well against a Gwen. So if there was any hope, it'd be like a bursty or more AP focus like Leandri's Zach,
He could go
but we're not
Abyssal
getting that.
Mask maybe this game, and combo
Yeah,
Ryan could be okay.
sure, definitely, definitely. Well, Abyssal Mask against one solo AP, maybe not what you want to do.
Oh yeah,
Leatherneck just getting zoned off this wave now. 2-5 should just hold it here, keep the freeze up, and now jungle has to come up to save this top lane, and that's exactly what 2-5 is doing. Excellent laning.
yeah, 2-5, pulling so far up ahead now. 30 CS up, just looking golden up there. Meanwhile, Investor Brian super far down. I mean, the two solo lanes from the KingPins are taking a beating, and their only real bright spot is this bot lane. No Clip and Landon JJ have been beating the allegations. They're winning. Nice stun
Oh,
on the 7 gen, forces the cleanse out. They're pretty far up in CS. They're putting the hurt onto this Ezreal. I think this is exactly what they want to be doing, and KingPins has no choice but to play through bot from here out.
and they are going to be doing so at the cost of these grubs here on the top side. They're going to go for this dive. There is a flash on 7 gen. Are they going to be able to get this, though? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it's the arcane shift away.
Oh, wait a
Conveniently
minute.
also dodges the slingshot, but there's the Braum ult. You got 4 people down there in the bot lane from poor 7 gen, and he will go down. And that lead is further cemented for No Clip.
Yeah, they rotated their support up, which I don't even know if that's completely necessary, to be honest. But, they're trying to play the macro by the book. They're just going to give up some pressure and CS on the bot side. Honestly, not anywhere near game losing. And again, the kill does not go over to a carry, goes onto the tank Zac. And so, for Faceless, completely worth it.
Yeah, yeah, they got those 6 grubs. They got the 1 drink. They've got full objective control. They are sitting so pretty this game. And now Nat looking at Weatherneck here. That is such a brutal freeze, and now you've got Jarvan
Yeah,
sitting up
what's the
here. Yeah,
CS
let's flash
difference?
those heart emotes. We're showing the love to top lane. This is the top lane experience. Oh god, that's brutal.
What's the CS?
That's a
Oh,
4-5.
it's
50
almost two
CS up now,
times.
2-5. And he
Oh,
catches the
wait,
wave.
so wait,
Perfect.
so
It's
Zac.
perfectly executed. Oh god, I'm disgusted.
Wait, Satan pathed up here, right? They didn't break the freeze. Oh man, that's Weatherneck. I mean, that's top lane right there. Definitely needs a jungler to come by. Otherwise, there's no hope. You know what they could have done? This is underrated, but if you're in a situation like this, sometimes you just got to lane swap. Sometimes you just send your bot lane top. You know you're gonna lose. Your top laner is gonna lose, but their top laner is gonna lose as well. And right now, I'd rather Renekton and Gwen be losing than the reverse.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree. Lane swapping could have been a viable option. I think you need to try anything to put this Gwen, this time bomb, in the dirt before 2 items happen. Already on the Riftmaker. Would be the Masters of the Cosmic Drive next.
I
That's
mean,
the big
imposition takeover already,
yeah,
already.
100%. And I mean, if this continues in top lane, I mean, Renekton is going to be a glorified melee minion. But let's see what happens to the bot lane here. Severely lacking, going to face check into Say-10. There's the ward to pull him back onto. They're stunning out. That is not a bug, but damage is severely lacking. A lot of resources expended. You get not much payoff, and 7th Gen is just more than happy to keep hitting this wave.
Yeah, it was somewhat fightable, but no clip was nowhere near to being able to deliver the DPS required, and as well, pretty much So that was going to be a difficult fight, uphill battle, as they say. So they wisely do not go for that. Wait. Is this a Blade of the Root King Ash? Is this what I'm seeing?
It is, yeah. It's not the worst in the world. It has worse stats than Kraken Slayer, I believe, but it's a viable option, and I think that
I would
it
prefer Kraken
is
here
really
for
good this
sure.
game. I'm not sure. I think Kraken's a little better.
Yeah, I think Kraken's a lot better. If they had a tank, there's a pretty good argument for Blade of the Rune King.
You could say that
Um,
Jarvan stacks health, and maybe it could be helpful to beat him up, but Kraken Slayer also does percent missing health damage, or not percent, but increased damage based on missing health. So pretty
no, I
cool.
thought it was. Wait, Kraken Slayer does that?
Doesn't do percent damage, but the proc increases in damage based on missing health.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it helps you bring him down eventually.
Takes down those Titans. As looks like Second Dragon is spawning here. Faceless have first position. They're trying to get control, but it looks like the Kingpins are forcing their way through here. They do have bot prio, and they're going to re-establish it here. They're walking straight into vision.
That is not a bug. Straight into the waiting clump in that bush. No clip needs to step up and provide some autos. There it is, but Cora is here, and Cora is very strong. They dodge the shockwave, and they're a menace to this stack of players. They get stunned out, but they can stay alive as long as they keep autoing. They got all of that lifesteal. No clip goes down next to 7th Gen, is over the wall. Say-10, the last man standing. We got 2-5 Proxy in the top lane. 7th Gen takes down No Clip. Yeah, it's Say-10. That's the last one on the bottom side. Beautiful fight from FLS. They managed to recover that egregious face check. The Kingpins just have 0 damage.
Well, No Clip wasn't really auto attacking for most of that as they transitioned over to Investor and they were able to win that fight by splitting them up here. But see, No Clip goes down to catch the wave. And right here, this is a pretty dangerous walk-in blind. But you can see No Clip's not really hitting. Now it walks in. And here's the key part. No Clip needs a flash over the wall right now. They need to go straight onto Irelia. Brahms providing the CC. And this is right here where No Clip gets caught out with the flash up. Needed to go over early to provide that damage. Because honestly, that is one of the best positions for Braum in a team fight. Would
Sure,
have
yeah.
potentially turned it around into double melees like that. So I think there was hope for the Kingpins in this game right on that fight, and unfortunately they are not able to play it out.
Yeah, I think when you put it like that, with No Clip standing behind the Braum shield and autoing down Irelia, I think it could have been a win for the Kingpins. It could have worked out. I definitely see that world line, but that is unfortunately not the world we're living in today. And instead, Faceless will pull out quite far ahead. Cora relentless as they hop onto Weatherneck and Say-10. Weatherneck not going to be able to do much here. Say-10 forced away as well. The Herald charging into the top side. Will look to make one more. Charge acquired. Turret damage as well. Nat is not a bug. Queuing forward. Cora's going to get slammed down upon. Investor Brian is here. But everybody on the top side of the Kingpins is so weak. They've got a little bit of damage, but Weatherneck goes down. Okay, Investor Brian takes the kill onto the Irelia. That is not a bug. Trapped in the Cataclysm with Investor Brian. Okay. Nat trying to get on out of here. Brian chasing him down. Can't quite get close enough. a 1-for-1 on the top side, but Faceless take 2 turrets. I mean, if you're the Kingpins, you take whatever kill you can get at this point.
Especially if it's a shutdown, actually. So
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
worst thing in the world. Also, Satan trying to like body block the Rift Herald is quite hilarious. Doesn't work out though. As
No, it does not.
it seems our feed has frozen up a bit, so I don't know if the live feed is the same. But we're just chilling here, waiting for it to catch up.
Yeah, like I see that on the live feed. It's stayed consistent. So yeah, nothing's quite going on now. Dragon's gonna be spawning in about 3 minutes. Baron's up in 2. Pretty quiet game state for us to continue into. I think now, yeah, we're getting a little pause, slow down. So gotta get these technical difficulties figured out, and then we will be right back on in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in this state, Faceless, they're in
Looking
the
good.
driver's
They are looking good in the driver's seat. They have their carries fed, especially the diving carries for sure. And the Braum pick ended up being quite huge, but unfortunately, they're just not able to pull these team fights together. Goal difference is quite large, especially on these two carries. Probably the worst ones. This is like a no clip nightmare. As it's just every time Gwen and Irelia is in a game, they just get fed, and then you're there as AD carry, and you're just like, this is perfect, exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, this is so fun. I get to play versus melee carries who get to hop onto me with no real interactivity. But yeah, no clips got to stay strong. They got to stay cool. They're the only one with a sizable amount of gold and power on their team. They're building towards that Phantom Dancer to hopefully kite these fights out, but
Yeah.
not going to be an easy task. No clip has quite the mountain to climb ahead of them.
I would go Runons because you just know they're gonna all dive you and Investor Brian, so might as well hit all of them at the same time.
Yeah, could be good. I like it.
Yeah, and they'll happen to have dashes, which is great.
Right.
But looks like they're setting up for this Baron here, Ultravox. And so far, I think 7 Gen basically stabilized. Isn't caught up in CS just yet, but is basically in a cushy position despite the early game.
Yeah, basically even on gold. We saw that with no clip. 1 kill is going to be doing quite a little bit of heavy lifting in that metric, and almost has the Mermana, so 360 stacks on that tier. Just needs the money to finish that one off, probably. And with Dragon spawning in 50 seconds, if he gets it soon, that's a pretty big spike for then. But Kingpins make the read. They want to head up to the top
Oh,
side.
look
Check
at this
Baron.
build from Korra. It just says no Trinity Force from me. All attack speed, no breaks, baby.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. What do you think of that one? Yeah, going for wits also.
I'm not a fan, but
Not a
look, is Korra gonna probably pop off and do a ton of damage? Yeah. Is this the optimal build? No. Is it fun? Probably.
It's probably real sick to pilot, you know? You get to just sit there and
It's
chop
probably the
people up.
funnest build. Yeah, I would probably go a little tanky. That's me though.
Yeah. They're the mid laners in this game. They get to build damage this game.
It's good for 1v1s.
They're
No
dirty.
doubt about that. It's a very good 1v1 build.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna really be matching either 2-5 or Korra in the side lanes at this point. I mean, Orianna can clear waves. Weatherneck has to step up so far. 2-5 might be in trouble here, but walk away. Straight into land in JJ's waiting arms. They might force this play, but 2-5, he's getting away. They're gonna have to settle for the dragon here. But all the while, the main force is taking the worm.
Yeah, they're not going to defend the Baron. They're just going to go for a trade. Oh, wait a minute. Now they're kind of spreading thin here on the side of Faceless. Let's see if they can pull this off.
The stun. The dragon does go down, but 710 and Korra are here in the middle of the fight. Korra's going to get bounced around a little bit, looking for some damage, but they get stunned out. 2-5 on the other side. A lot of damage with the needlework. Stepping forward with the snip, but they go down also. Cataclysm finally going to find a kill for the Faceless. The 7th gen he's forward as well, but Investor Brian flashing over the wall, trying to get away. Nat is not a bug, still alive, alongside severely lacking. All that healing and shielding is going to be doing a ton of work to keep this Jarvan up and swinging. Weatherneck not very strong in this 2v2, but they do manage to combo with Satan, find the kill. Severely lacking, and 7th gen are the only ones left alive. And Faceless, they definitely bit off more than they could chew in that fight.
Oh boy. Why did they do that? Why did they have to greed for the Baron and the Dragon? And not only that, they send in their very squishy Irelia to 1v5, and that did not go well to stall for the fight. And
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, they lost most of their Baron. Not Crim's approved macro. Um,
Yeah, it's not the cleanest, but it is definitely the most fun. I mean, if you offer me the choice, can you have Dragon and Baron? Hell yes. Let's go get both.
Well, they didn't give those
They did,
choice,
they
but
did not quite get
they
both.
shot for the
They did not.
stars. They shot for the stars here. So importantly, they're able to focus and single target 2-5 as well as Korra in these skirmishes here, and they're able to get the single target, which helps them so much in the fight. Look, Weatherneck's still alive here, and importantly, 7 Gen is not able to free hit the Renekton. So this is buying so much time for them, as well as dealing out that sustained damage. And it's just not advisable to do this. It's just greed.
It was spicy. It doesn't have the biggest differential on the game outcome. However, I don't think so. A few more like that, and KingPins might be in a good spot. But I mean, Faceless, they got the Baron, they got that huge golden fusion. They still got it on Ezreal and on Karma, so they can still make some of these big pushes happen. Um, I think it's a nice consolation prize for KingPins there, and it probably does a lot to raise morale and
Hmm.
assuage the mental states at this point.
I mean, if you know your opponents are willing to troll, that does help your mental.
True, absolutely.
Wait, so you know the TikToks with like the two Italian guys, and they go not approved. That's me, but with League of Legends.
I have not known, but it sounds funny. Day10 could be in trouble here. There's the Ash Arrow. It hits Gora. Day10 trying to catch this one back. No clip is here. The teleport comes in. Gora so low. She goes forward, though, and that's a ton of damage right onto no clip. Trying to get over to this blast cone, but they can't make it over the wall. Instead, 2-5 now arriving on the scene, putting all that damage into Investor Brian, snipping apart the support as well. Shockwave comes through, only does a little bit severely lacking.
Oh,
Huge Mystic shot over the wall. He's definitely online. He's firing away. Claims that kill. And Faceless, they come away in a 1-for-3. They could look to end the game.
that one looked a bit sketchy, but eventually the damage from Korra comes through. They get the kill on a no clip, which set up the whole rest of that one.
Right.
One stun, one auto away from a stun that potentially could have turned the game around again for the Kingpins. Doesn't go their way. Korra's able to dash and slice through that back line. And then with 2-5 in tow, able to win that one. So they're able to continue their dominance here on the map, pick up some more turrets. But again, that was a bit of a close call.
Definitely, yeah. Small margins for Faceless. They were definitely on the brink of turning that one, or having that one turned on them by Kingpins. No Clip almost surviving, but yeah, that massive burst damage, that third hit there, proc on the PTA and the Kraken Slayer. I mean, that what can you do?
Ooh, I like the itemization from TKP. Just look at these boots. Everyone knows what boots to buy in this game.
Oh yeah, everybody's
I
got
mean,
those steel caps. They're
yeah,
packed and ready
minimal
to go.
CC and a lot of AD, perfect for these steel caps. So the efficiency here is on point.
You love to see it.
All right, no clip going for the Phantom Dancers. They prefer the single target kite. So far, it's kind of been playing out that way a little bit, with Korra just trying to get on a no clip. So it looks like they're itemizing based off what's currently happening in the game. So I'm pretty good with that. I think that's fine.
Yeah, now with Dragon up here, spawning in 10 seconds. Korra sticking around the top side, has
How are
teleport for this fight.
TKP on this first? They should have no prio for this.
Not really sure. That's a really great question, but they started up nonetheless. They could just trade this one away and let Korra take the top in him,
Need to
but
stop
that's
that.
not a bug. Looking for the outside, they're going to teleport right on in. The smite is good. Investor Brian flashes out of the Cataclysm. It's a huge chunk of people smashing into the main force of FLS, but Korra is enormous, and Korra is up. They're looking to go crazy. 2-5 alongside them. They're charging forward. Investor Brian, the only carry left alive. Satan on the other side. He's going to go down after falling into the blob form. Professor Brian, the last man standing, trying to kite this one out, but Gwen is immune, and Gwen makes it so it's really hard to click when you're trying to auto and kite her. She will go down as FLS finds the ace.
All right, they pick up an ace. They got the fight that they were looking for, and it looks like they're going to try to end the game here. They're splitting up into different lanes, so this might give enough time. It looks like it is going to be enough time for the respawns to come through, but by the time they are back up, the base is going to be absolutely demolished as they are going to be taking all the inhibs here. And an interesting moment, I think TKP could have just got away with the clean Dragon Steel into exit, but they opted in for that fight. They wanted to brawl. And, sometimes the coin flip like that works out. Sometimes it is going to continue your losses in the game.
Yes, indeed. The losses continue. The gold gap grows to 11K at this point for Faceless. 3 items on every single member, 4 for Korush. So strong at this point. TKP are struggling. They're hanging on to this one by a thread. One
Ooh,
more fight
Guardian.
could spell their end.
Yeah, look at the Guardian Angel for Korra. So even if you take Korra out once, you got to do it again. So
Yeah,
I think this is, they're just so strong. They're so powerful on the side of FLS. They're going to take this Baron, no contest, and I think they're just going to march all those minions in, and it's going to be an army versus the 5 and the few.
Yeah, they can just basically AFK in the TKP base at this point. Let these super creeps do the work. 2 super creeps per wave, pounding on those structures. This is not going to be pretty
With Baron
with Baron.
buff.
Yes, so
Yeah.
true. But
Oh,
that is not a bug. Getting pretty aggressive here. Just kind of walks it out. All right, like that one. Put the fear of God in their hearts. It's FLS. Their waves are collapsing. Bot's kind of desync, but it doesn't really matter as they all step up. That top lane turret, the HP bar is ticking down. And FLS
all
trying
the
to hit the bottom
minions.
one. Landon J blocking the
Oh, they're
shots.
getting
The
poked.
minions do all the work that is needed. The second Nexus turret goes down. They're going to try to look for the fight.
Oh,
Brian
beautiful.
is the main target. He manages to get the shockwave off, but he immediately falls. Korra still alive, 2-5 on the backside, doing so much damage as well. No clip pre-firing the entire time, but it just does not matter as FLS finds 3 kills and the Nexus.
That was a great snowball showing from FLS. They made one huge mistake, but it was not a game ender. And a little add a little spice, a little flavor, a little enjoyment out for us here. Korra trying to go for the super highlight play, doesn't get it. But in the end, they're able to secure another Baron, get the full base, and are able to dominate in game number 1 because that was their game to lose, and they were able to clean it up in the end there. And despite the draft, the diff that I thought that was in the game, they said, no, we are just better.
Yep. Just better is a great way to put it. At the end of the day, the much stronger team here. Super clean game outside of that 1 point, just like you said. Nice snowballing through lanes. They knew how to play. Good job to Faceless here for bringing the show. Let's see how they get to it in game 2, if it's going to follow the same track, or if TKP is going to start clawing their way back into it. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back. We're here with game two of Faceless versus the Kingpins. And game one was a snowball, a landslide victory for the Faceless. They had a great showing. Kingpins, they've got a big bar to stack up to now.
Yeah, they have to now double their efforts, get a 2-0 sweep from here on out if they want to win this one. And honestly, based off that first game, it was looking really rough for the Kingpins. Uh, all the win conditions they weren't able to set up. They had a tough time with Weatherneck in that top side, which is a very necessary matchup they needed to win, and it didn't go their way from the early onset into a huge CS denial from 2-5. So I think they're going to need to re-strategize starting from their draft because I think the back end of it, the Zach pick kind of was a bit of a question mark, and the blind Braum did kind of set back their bot lane, but Braum ended up being good. And then, but they still had a tougher time winning that lane, right? Because they're able
Sure,
to
sure.
optimize into the karma. So it was harder to win that bot lane that they also needed to win. So a little bit of readjustment in the draft, and maybe they have a completely different result.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's go take a look at what we've got for game two here. I'd love to see some different adaptations. But yeah, this mid lane Oriana Prio pick did get hard countered by this Aurelia. We obviously saw Cora super comfortable playing that matchup. She's just tearing poor investor Brian apart. So maybe some change up there would be good. But it's the Faceless with the first pick this time. I think the bans are probably going to look largely the same.
Yeah, I think that the bans, I don't think there was any bad bans. If anything, maybe a Gwen ban in the second round, because if you can't play Renekton into it, then what counters do you have? So I think that maybe the Gwen ban is actually probably going to happen.
Play like Jax into it, but then if they need AP, they pick Rumble, and you're really Dunzo, right? Especially because you're blue side. It's tough. It's tough out here. Um, I don't know.
Yeah.
Weatherneck. Well, actually, Weatherneck has the counter pick.
Ooh, J4.
So he could provide something spicy here. But yeah, the Jarvan ban to change things up.
Okay,
Kingpin's
I
been
just
really
want
good.
to ask the
Yeah.
production real quick if the sides are correct here. It looks like they did change sides. Yeah, I think this is correct. Just
It
want to
should be
make
should
sure.
be right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I think we were told that they were side swapping and Faceless would be on the blue this time. So they're going to go ahead and lock in Sejuani as their priority pick. Looks like they're probably going to want to skew towards a melee heavy comp. Maybe we can see the Pantheon come out.
yeah. Ooh, a Hui coming out from Investor Brian as the Sejuani pick. If this was the LPL, I'd be like, okay, Renekton incoming, hot off the presses.
Yeah.
As we get a Maokai, which is a response that I think is underrated in the Sejuani. We're finally seeing it here. Maokai coming in. You're not going to have those great duels that Sejuani provide in the solo lanes, but you are going to be able to use the ultimate in the team fights to stop Sejuani as the Yone comes through. And again, Korra on an aggressive auto-attacking champion. This time, Sejuani in the jungle.
Yeah, followed up by the Jinx as well. They're looking to do some big team fight Wombo. Again, going to want to bring that AP on the top side. So 2-5 can run it back on the Gwen, can play the Rumble, can play all manner of things. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this mid jungle 2v2 goes. Korra popped off last game, of course, so combining that with the strength of the Sejuani Yone combo, it could be even better this game, I dare say, for the Faceless.
Yeah, they certainly can get a potentially even stronger combo here. Philios, a champion that has been lowered on priority quite a bit. You're gonna have to remind me if they got changed this patch or was it next patch? I think it is changed on this patch. A lot of buffs to the ratios on the abilities coming out from Aphelios,
Yeah,
and
that's
the crit
exactly it.
ratios as well.
Uh,
So is going to scale harder, and also is seen as a champion that can handle Jinx early in lane and only falls behind in scaling just a little bit. So is quite the counter pick, and they're going to stack Amelia with it. So there should be a pretty strong lane here coming in from TKP.
I like it a lot because Landon J can stay away from the Bola as well from Sejuani and cleanse it out to save his teammates, of course. So good choice there. Strong in lane. Aphelios looking quite a bit stronger this patch. Yeah, some buffs for Q, for Gravitum, for Severum, and for the Chakram, which is Crescendum. All that's going to be the purple, white, and red guns. All got buffed their abilities. So yeah, Aphelios, haven't seen him a lot. Cool that he's back. This time, Faceless, they pick Renekton. They're ready to go for Renekton. They don't need magic damage. And Weatherneck on the Aatrox as the answer.
Yeah, I think this is a great draft for Faceless. I think they have all the tools that they would want. The Karma is going to provide pretty good laning into the Melio, other than some of the other Enchanter picks that they could have used here. But I think the big key factor here is going to be that AoE shield and speed boost. When you're running 3 melees like this, that is such a important ability to get your team into position, as well as running down your opponents, providing massive amounts of extra HP. And they have the best top side in the game with Sejuani, Renekton, and Yone. This is the strongest 3v3 you could ever possibly have. I don't think there's anything stronger than this, because not only do they all have melee attacks, they all have stuns and CCs. The lockdown CC chain on these 3 champions together would be insane. And so if you are out of position for like a pixel for a second and they get on you, you are instantly dead in that top side. So I feel like this could potentially be a brutal, brutal topside domination from Faceless.
Yeah, I'm a little scared for the Kingpins here. But while we're breaking down this draft, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, ProComps. It's a personal draft coach, a third-party app that can help you and give you real-time coaching, customized to your current drafting situation. You can load it with your own champion pools for your teams. You can help generate compositions before the game or while you're currently drafting. It's a really cool app. Works with all manner of other third-party apps. It's on Overwolf, so there's no compatibility issues. It's completely free, has over 200,000 downloads and thousands of active daily users. If you want to take your drafting to the next level, you want to draft like the pros you see in Titan Esports, you too can do that if you download ProComps. So check it out on procomps.gg. Go give it a shot and bring your drafting to the next step.
All right, thank you to ProComps there. Longtime sponsor and great service here for Titan Esports as we're getting ourselves back into the game here real quickly. And yeah, quite an interesting draft from the side of Faceless. The Kingpins, though, they're not without hope. They have a winning bot side, Melio Aphelios, very strong. Kind of reminds me of the release of Melio, and Aphelios was a common partner, and just how strong and dominating these 2 champions were together, trying to reprise their role in the meta.
Yeah, I think it's nice to see we've been through cycles of Jinx Aphelios metas that have been the stalest things in the world, but it's been a while since we've seen these 2 come back, so reminds me of old times. And I think it definitely could be worse in these contexts where we're seeing the Karma and the Melio. I think it's a little bit more exciting than seeing like Lulu every game. Makes it at least a little bit more fun to watch. So I'm a
Well,
fan.
Lulu was banned. Otherwise, I
Oh,
think it
Lulu
was
was
going
banned.
to get picked.
True. Yeah, we could have had a Lulu this game, but hey, we take what we can get.
Yeah. Well, Faceless, though, have kind of run into a similar situation. They are very AP-less. They don't like magic. Faceless hate magic. They're like Demacia. They want only AD.
Yeah, they could probably scoot by pretty well. I mean, it's just Maokai building the resistances right, so Aatrox could build Death Stance maybe. Could be good. But yeah, otherwise, not a lot of magic or a lot of armor to be found for the Kingpins.
Yeah, they're gonna be building those steel-plated boots
Steel
yet
caps, yeah.
again. Steel caps, as they do have a problem of the Maokai. If you imagine them trying to engage and the Maokai ultimate comes out, certainly will be tough to get into position. So a lot of power in the hands of Satan if they can provide the peel that their team will need here. As we're getting on to way with these lanes, and I'm expecting 2-5 and Korra to kind of dominate this top side here.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we're predicting. That's what we want to see, especially Yeah, with the junglers pathing the same sides, could be a really great crab skirmish for Faceless. In the meantime, though, we have an early push from 7th Gen and severely lacking. So it's pretty much what we expect to see. Karma going to be doing a lot more to this wave than Elio. Filius not able to wave clear very effectively with the starter guns and the Red 3, but get some good trades, good sniper autos off, and maybe start getting things going once Cozy Campfire is in play from Landon.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Melia's pretty strong level 1, and Philios, one of the worst AD carries. All you do is just auto. Don't do anything else.
Yeah, no
So, quite
moves.
weak. Level 2 fixes that as Korra, half HP already. As I believe Yone getting some pretty serious nerfs next patch on 15. Champion's just been so prevalent in the meta, super strong. And with the new healing runes, has made a real return to mid lane.
Yeah, Absorbed Life has been doing a lot for these melee and AD mid laners as well. They can kind of sustain through the poke
Except
that's
for Akali.
being
Akali has
done.
not made a reappearance, despite the changes.
Oh yes, yes, I would agree. But
Oh, here we go.
bit of a scuffle as the junglers encounter each other. It's Satan that's forced off.
Ooh.
Weatherneck so low. He keeps staying in these positions, and I think every single time he's died. So it could be a flash.
I would dive this. If I was Nat, I'm diving this. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
care.
100%. I'm very surprised
I
at
don't care if Maokai's there. I'm go I'm gonna dive this.
5. He's gonna be deterred by this Maokai.
2-5 wants it.
He does. He
Oh, they
really wants
want
it.
it.
You can tell. He can flash. He can flash
Wait, I
W.
mean, it honestly doesn't really matter that Maokai's there because 2-5's still denying the CS. Like, Weatherneck didn't last hit any of those.
Yeah, lead is building already. 25 to 16. 2-5 just brutalized poor Weatherneck last game with that freeze. Could be more of the same. Nice sidestepping, nice movement. I'm super clean there. Able to just barely dance away from the Qs. That is
Ooh,
not a bug,
interesting
made their way
gank.
to the bottom side, and then right behind Landon and NoClip. Yes, the super mega fire kick does a little bit to slow down the Sejuani, but NoClip kind of walks right back in to Nat's waiting arms. We have the flashes away from NoClip and Landon. Traps were used by 7th Gen, but Satan is here. They knock back Nat. A little bit of damage being put out. Heal comes through to save the jungler's life. Still getting autoed down. Has to get away with the Arctic Assault, but Investor Brian, enough time has passed for the way to start coming down. Severely lacking 7th Gen have to start moving out of here. It does cost 7th Gen's flash. So, weird little exchange at the bot side. Nobody goes down. The mid movement makes all the difference as Investor Brian able to find that priority.
Yeah, gonna scare them off from continuing that skirmish. However, Faceless, I mean, they just couldn't pick a target. They just had so many options available to them, and they kind of got distracted with all the different plays going on there. I think if they focus single target, I think someone would fall because there's a lot of low HP. But importantly, they don't lose anyone. Unfortunately, I think 7th Gen's going to lose some CS because that wave was not in a good spot. Has no flash and was low HP. So I think there's going to be some CS losses on the side of Faceless.
Yeah, ultimately not the end of the world, though. Yeah, I really would have liked to see both Nat and 7th Gen hitting the same person because Jinx reset probably tears that fight apart up there. But
Another
Weatherneck
gank.
locked in Mortal Kombat. Nat heading up here. Weatherneck could be bumbling straight
Walk
into the
right in.
Sejuani. That's exactly what he does. He gets knocked up. One more auto does it, but there's no flash for Nat. Weatherneck able to get out of there. Still going to be costly. Does run out the World Ender. 5 still very strong.
Yeah, that World Ender is kind of a big deal because you can't kite the Renekton as well without that extra move speed. This does end up in being a trade. I think this is to be expected. TKP are stronger on the bot side. Meanwhile, Faceless are strong on the top side. So this trade, I think, was basically planned out on either side. And right now, no first blood. I felt like first blood was going to happen pretty quick in this game, but it looks like I am wrong.
Yeah, they just cannot make it happen. I mean, if 2-5 flashes there.
It wasn't. It was pretty far range. You have to.
Yeah.
That have to be the longest flash in
Yeah.
history.
I don't know. It's tough without giving up Nat's positioning as well. But yes, super slow game so far. I'd say it's dead even. Small gold lead for FLS. One dragon for the
Ooh.
KingPins. 2-5 continues to trade aggressively, but in the mid lane, we have a Maokai gank attempt. It's just going to say hi to Korra. Korra waves back. And
Are they going
here
for
as
it?
well, but there's the fear. Korra has to flash away. They would be dead to this ult. They're going to shield themselves. Nat here to buy some space. I don't think this is fightable anymore, even with the Yone ultimate available. Korra has to back off, and there's no TP, so Professor Brian finally finding a lead. Tough game one, but able to come back now. I say that, the lightning bolt comes down. There's the first blood, stunned out by the Sejuani. Nat probably can't win this by themselves. Going to have to get out of here on this one. But Investor Brian, nice lightning bolt.
That was a nice play. Also started it off with the fear into ultimate combo, so looking fairly strong on this way, looking good and practiced, and leads to a nice kill. That's exactly the champion they would want it to as well, because a poke champion, if you notice, Faceless are very low range, as Weatherneck might actually have gotten the edge up onto 2-5 here.
I've seen this one before. 2-5 uses the dash.
Use a slice and dice.
Weatherneck. Oh! Off the Dominus. Okay, flash forward.
Oh, wait!
No good at all! Oh no! It's a disaster! Oh, that's a tough watch.
Oh,
Oh
my
man.
heart is in pain.
Oh, the bot side though, stun out. They land the Sejuani ultimate and the root Landon J. He's not level 6. And of course, no cleanse for no clip.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Landon was not level 6 there. Missed EXP somewhere along the line. Wasn't able to save the AD carry. And 2 good plays on the side of Faceless as they pick up a win in the bot and the top side. And yeah, that top, oh, look at the CS difference again. I mean, that might be a mental diff in that top side.
Yeah, I think if Weatherneck manages to get that dive off there, then 2-5 can't really get the wave, and it's really costly, and you know, that differential might start closing, but a little bit of a execution. Take a look at this as Investor Brian. He's gonna get slowed down here, severely lacking, just steps up, hits that Mystic Fire. Now 2-5 trading again with Weatherneck. He's pretty strong now. He's got the Caulfield's Warhammer up over his opponent. Bot side Satan stepping up with grab.
Okay.
The smite is good for Nat. Take
Not
that grab
punished, though.
away.
I feel like they should have fought because Investor Brian is low with no TP. I think if a fight were to break out there, eventually 7gen makes it and is the difference maker. So I think despite playing that very aggressively, KingPins kind of got away with it.
Yeah, I sure would say so. Yeah, we don't have Sejuani ult, but we can kind of maneuver everybody else around there. They definitely have first move. Could have been good. Next
Oh
up,
boy.
take a look at these grubs.
Oh,
Just
Weatherneck.
dancing around Weatherneck here.
Oh
Just auto
no.
yeah, I think he runs him down at this point. Weatherneck not in a good spot. Dominus is available and get pop. There it is. That's 2-5 going
Waiting for the
forward.
stun.
Ooh, pretty low though. Could just get auto down. Cole the Meek does so much to restore the HP. There's the empowered W in 2-5. He does. That's Renekton, baby. That's Renekton. That's what we picked that character for.
Oh, I don't know if Satan wins this. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Satan getting in there. He's got a little bit of damage, but severely lacking is up here as well. Forces the flash out of Satan. Here's Landon J.
Winning
Professor
now.
Brian. The rest of the squad has got something to say about this crocodile, but severely lacking shepherds him out of harm's way. And Nat arrives as a further deterrent as well. KP just can't find their fight. Now with Grubs being enough, they have been Pryo. They can send Korra up as well to fight alongside Sejuani. That's exactly what's going to happen here. 2-5 healing up off this wave. Almost has teleport back. The bullet goes so far wide. Grub going down pretty low. There's the Jinx Rocket. Does a lot of damage, actually. I think that's enough to force the KingPins away here. But Investor Brian is getting flashed on, and he has to flash away. The Fate Seal hits him all the way from downtown, stunned up. Gets cleansed out. He's going to go down. Korra snaps back to the shadow. But, yeah, FLS, they stay alive. They get an extra grub. They manage to secure grublings for the rest of the game. And it's clean.
Korra's still alive somehow. 2-5-2 levels up on Weatherneck as well. They definitely have to back off this one as the TP came through. The Croc is back at the top. And the poke damage is coming out from severely lacking in 7th gen. The Jinx Rocket now does more damage based on range, right? They did add that change, and maximum distance fully charged up, also based on missing health. They're at half HP, so that was pretty good poke damage from the Jinx. Not something you see every day,
Yeah, very
and
well played,
they,
Rocket.
yeah, very well placed. And it hit a group too. It hit everyone that was walking up there. They were nicely compacted, and so Faceless are finding advantages on the map. Severely lacking though, might be caught out.
Yeah, he's gonna walk right into that sapling there, gets slowed
Grab
down.
gun on Philios.
Dodges the Q though. Instead, 7th gen. Caught out, taking some damage. Traps do hit Landon J.
Ooh,
He just is able to walk it on out. This is a pretty messy fight down here. Lots of things going on.
yeah, no clip flashes out there too. I think they were safe. It has the worst gun combination. Like red, red and purple. Like that's not good for nothing.
I'm not sure even how you get to that combination because you're supposed to stack. You're supposed to save white to combo with red and then spend red to get it with green. So there was a mistake somewhere with the gun ordering.
It is an odd combo. And you definitely set it up depending on what's happening.
I think he has purple and then into white. That's what
Oh, wait a minute. Investor Brian?
But anyway, yeah, Nat getting on in there. Yeah, okay,
Has
now he's
ultimate
got
now.
red. There we go. We salvaged the gun combo. He has to dump red now. Get to Dragon slowed away by KingPins. Yeah, strangely enough, no contention from Faceless.
I mean, they don't really have to fight for that dragon. They could just fight the next one. But the problem is kind of like going for the contest if they were going to give it up anyway. And it's top side here, 2-5 in a duel. Again, 2 levels up with Leatherneck here. Level 11 is a big power difference as well. As Leatherneck's having a real tough time landing those sweet spots onto 2-5.
Yeah, 2-5. He's stepping up to proxy. Knows what he wants to do. He could take these Krugs maybe, but it'll take a while. Kind of dangerous. Got the Eclipse finished.
Well,
So far up over Weatherneck here, and tough. 7th gen has to flash away in the bottom side. Gets knocked
ooh,
back, but
slow.
Fire King barrier is good. Here comes Nat. That's a lot of damage to Landon J. Nat just walking around waiting for their moment, has the bola, but knows that the Melio can close it right away. Very nice for Nat to buy space for 7th gen there.
Oh, this
This
turret is
turret's
low.
going down pretty quickly. Jinx reset off this could be brutal. Step up, 7th gen. Let's see it. There's the reset. There's the stun. Melio, no cleanse. It's super late. Didn't think they needed it or something, but that's gonna cost no clip their life. Rocket is good. I don't know.
That's
I
it.
think we gotta cleanse that sigil a little earlier.
Yeah, I definitely want to cleanse that sigil earlier. The root combo basically what sealed the deal as topside here, 2-5.
Nice.
Gonna finally go down. That's gonna pick up Cora trying to finish them off here, but say 10 is not going to be going down. And it's a turnaround on Investor Brian because Nat is here, bot side, top side, all over the map. Now Weatherneck trying to pick this one up here. Cora is getting chunked, but the Qs have ran out. That's the last one. Knock up into a W, and now it's a complete turnaround. 7K up. Ultravox, that can't be good.
Yeah, you took my job for a second there. How dare
Yeah, but
you?
now you're gonna take my job, so go
Yeah,
for it.
I'll tell you exactly how bad that was. That was catastrophic. Yes, they get the shutdown on the 2-5, but now Cole picks up 2 kills there, 3 and 1, bounty on their head, able to start working towards the wit's end, which will provide them with valuable tenacity to keep fighting versus the CC coming out from Wei and Maokai as well. I mean, that looks bad. The whole game state just is kind of in despair for the KingPins, I would say. It's 10-2. 8K gold difference right now. Herald's going down. They have 2 Drakes, but they're down 6 Grubs. It's just going to be brutal. Aura maneuvered on down to the bot side to side lane versus no clip, and I think at level 12 can easily double kill both bot laners. All the while, Nat has free reign, can walk around with these strong melee laners. It's exactly like what we're saying. That massive Sejuani burst damage turning that fight around earlier.
Yeah, balance is all things should be. And yeah, we trade off a little bit there. Ormog's coming in for Nat, which offers a lot of HP. Doesn't have the passive just yet. Gonna need some more Maybe like a ruby crystal and a little bit more to get that activated. As we have some aggressive top side jungling coming through, and Satan's gonna sadly get kicked out of their own jungle.
Yeah, things are only going to get harder and harder for Satan. They're 87 CS right now, and it's only going to go down as these camps get stolen away. 7th Gen able to just walk right up. The top side landed Jay. A lot of damage coming out on them, but Weatherneck is here. They're all piling onto Nat, trying to get to that blast cone. It is not enough to get the Sejuani out of that situation. Satan looking to extend just a little bit, still has the Maokai ultimate, still can send in the Brambles. Weatherneck not the strongest, but still able to help out in these fights. It's a nice catch from GKP.
Yeah, they had vision, but they didn't know that Weatherneck was there on the flank. Ends up getting caught. As this is a pretty prime time to get vision for the dragon. It's still going to be pretty rough to secure it, but that might be a pick that they could use. If they snowball it, get some more picks right here, could find themselves an opening into this game.
Yeah, this dragon fight could also be good as well if they manage to get positioning in the river. I mean, they're still so far down in gold that it takes a miracle for them to win a 5v5, but you gotta start with the fundamentals, right? Exactly what they're looking to do. They'll step up here. I mean, I see Cora packing that Q3. They're ready to engage this one. Nat all ready to go to. Landon has to stay safe to cleanse out Sejuani ult. Already, it's giving up so much space here. They're all getting corralled in the bottom side as Nat just continues downwards.
Oh.
Nice knockback, but the Fate Steel hits 2-5 diving in. 7th Gen playing for this reset. Gotta see if they can get it. TKP, the health bars are dropping so low that Jinx Rockets just do so much. 7th Gen now has that reset and can go huge. 2-5 not taking any damage at all. 3 kills so far for the Faceless. Will be in total disarray as they are forced backwards. And I mean, that's about what I expect from a fight at this gold diff at this game time.
I mean, they played it pretty well. KingPins tried to play it pretty well, but honestly, just the wallets slapped them a little harder than usual. Ultra Fox, since we're trading off Rob a little bit here, break this one down.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, so basically it all hinges around 2-5, just so strong, able to soak up the entirety of the damage from the carries of KP, and I think this is what really breaks the fight open. He's too powerful. 7th Gen just lays him down with the rockets. We saw a nice rune from Severely Lacking as well, just to lock Weatherneck in place, make it so that those rockets were hitting multiple targets. And I think the Fate Sealed from Cora, I think she really broke open the fight at the start as well. So just a really nice layering of AoE damage, of CC. I mean, you can only imagine what that would have looked like with Runeance on the Jinx as well. FLS, they're playing strong fundamentals. Nat saw the angle, and of course, they pushed it.
As well. I mean, it was decent kiting at the start. They had it pretty spaced out nicely, but yeah, they're just not able to take down anyone. And it's basically full items up on the side of Faceless. So they're all around an item ahead. And it's just really rough to fight back from that.
For sure. Yeah, 10k gold diff. It's a tough one. It's a real tough one. I think that Faceless are sure showing why they deserve the 2nd seed spot. These guys are to be contended with. They've got some nice draft strategies, strong laning. They're for sure contenders going into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're pretty deadly. So far, doing a great job. And
look at that crit.
Oh boy,
yeah, this is terrible. I mean, he just dies to red buff. Wow, that's tough, man. That's tough.
I don't even know red buff was necessary for that. I think Phantom Dancers was already dead.
Yeah,
or a no clip.
Jeez. Hey.
Yikes. And this is uncontestable. The only play is to get 2-5 on the bot side. So 2-5 kind of opting into potentially getting dove here. But I'm not seeing anyone who's going to be able to kill Renekton, so I think 2-5 might be able to get away.
Yeah, could probably turn that fight around.
It looks like 2-5's getting away.
They're barely doing any damage to him. Derek only going to be popped out now. The rest of the Faceless are here. They spun out to no. First of all, 2-5 has enough damage almost by himself to take out Weatherneck. Landon running for his life. Emilio not be growing up past his childhood. He will go straight down. Faceless, they look to end the game right here, right now. No ults left in the tank, but that's okay. They've got rumblings galore. They've got Jinx resets to take down these structures. Baron buff. Shepherd this cannon on in. 7th gen slows down. No clip and just puts the hurt on him. Yeah, that's 4 autos to take down that Aphelios.
Oh.
That going down. That's a consolation kill, but Investor Brian takes the super mega death rock in the face. Big 10 now respawns, steps up. Can they prevent this game from ending? Yes, they can. They'll survive just a little bit longer, but the inhib goes down, Baron goes down, they lose a Nexus turret. It is not looking good.
Yeah, that is a potential wounding blow to TKB here. There is no objectives to take, so they're just going to reset on that Faceless, pushing these other lanes here. And that's going to be all she wrote for this one. But in the mid lane, the turret's still holding. We'll see if they can manage defense, but they're already getting picked apart. 5v5. I can't imagine a 4v5 will go any better.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, no clip.
Oh.
Oh, wait, the grab gun. Wait, where's the grab gun? Just not in range. Unfortunate. I mean, let's give some shout outs over to Investor Brian on this way. Looks a lot better, a lot more comfortable. And despite everything, actually has a positive KDA. So Investor Brian, you are doing great with those funds that you are appropriating. And unfortunately, unfortunately it's not going to pay off for you. But you did a good job.
Building his own little hedge fund there. Could have been good in a different game, but it's just not the game for the KingPins. Unfortunately, they are having a tough time clearing out these creeps. Top lane, tier 2 goes down. Conqueror this wave on forward to the inhibitor turret. Weather next stalled out in bot lane. Super creeps. It's the full strength of the Faceless that descends onto the last remaining outer turret for KingPins here. Oh, core over the wall. Gonna hit. No follow up. That's okay. Matt looking for this fight, stepping up super aggressively. There's the Maokai ultimate attempted to be rooted out, but can KingPins walk up to follow it? No, Satan dives too far, will go down, but that's a lot of damage for the wave. Fate sealed over the wall onto no clip. They might just be turning it around.
Right?
That's some shutdowns. Okay. Investor Brian, no clip. They are online, I guess. They're turning this on its head, at least in that fight.
All right. Well, Faceless, they're doing the one int thing again. This time they're all pushing up topside, fighting front to back. They're definitely not a front to back team on the side of Faceless, so they get burned for their ill-advised, non-Crims approved macro decisions yet again. Are they still in a massive winning state? Yes. So I think they definitely should. If they really were gunning for the win, should have pushed down the side, split them up, switch. Make sure that they don't get their tanks in front, damage in back, and you can see this. The front to back comps are very powerful when they get their conditions set.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Aphelios, a premier front-to-back team fighter still, especially with those chakrams, can make it happen. Way that AoE damage, nothing to be sneezed at as well. It's those two that are keeping this game alive for the KingPins. Satan also doing work. He's not ultimate to prevent Faceless from collapsing hard, but it's still an uphill battle all the way. Still an 11k gold if they bought themselves another few minutes here, but they're going to have to do that over and over again versus the 3-item Yone, versus the 3.5 item Jinx. Let's see what they got in the tank.
Yeah, that's certainly scary Jinx, who will 3 to 4 shot you at this point in the game. Not to mention anyone else providing assistance for that damage there. We see more of a poke-oriented Karma as well, so the shields aren't as strong. So that's another factor in why the front to back doesn't work out as well for them. Not saying it's bad, just saying the build is not supporting their ability to just fight straight through Satan as well as Weatherneck here. 7 gen now, they're kind of getting a bit wise. You can see they're splitting up. They're trying to push them in on another lane. Unfortunately, though, 2-5 is doing the jungle right now instead of helping out. Is going to eventually TP.
The zap could be deadly. Turret goes down. Fatal hit onto 2-5. Nat still stepping way far up. A lot of damage there. The pull-up comes in. That's not going to take much away. Fate Seal doesn't quite hit. No Clip is trying to walk it out, but just too much damage from the Yone from the Jinx. 7th Gen has the reset now. They're looking to keep firing. Doing a lot more damage to Satan. Weatherneck just hovering around, waiting to find the moment. One kill goes over to the Faceless. As the Super Minions continue piling on in. Pins using a lot of resources there. It cost No Clip his life. 30 seconds on the Aphelios respawn. They'll take down the inhibitor. Faceless turn around. They want the Baron instead. They're not leaving anything up to chance. They extend this game a little bit longer.
All right. Are they going to go for Baron and another objective simultaneously, thus losing most of the Baron? I don't think it's happening this time.
No way.
Ultravox. Are they going to get the whole crew here, secure this one up, hit a nice recall, and try to end this game?
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time with this Baron. We'll hit him again. Yeah, you've got way clear. Interesting itemization there. Double burn with them.
Yeah. You kind of need MR at this point in time. Still not even opting for any slight hint of MR with the large rod. Doesn't want to magic pen at all. Well, I guess there's only one magic resist item, but still, I think it is valuable to get the MR at this point in time.
I mean, the magic penetration, right? The MR.
Sorry,
Not
yes.
MR, right? Yeah.
Magic armor penetration is what I meant to say. Yeah, thank you.
You got it.
Oh, no
man.
Clip! With no HP!
Almost dies! Oh, the Jinx rock. That was it's almost very bad. Mid lane inhibitor respawns. Those waves are gonna hop on in. Look at those Grogans, those guys. They're charging towards the intense. They're fulfilling their purpose. There's a lot of super creeps. Yeah, I think this is probably the game.
Charging the ult.
It's so tough. Stay 10 kind of forced the fight, get in onto 7th Gen, but the Yone's in the backside doing so much. The turret goes down. Jinx has the guaranteed reset. We have the shutdown on a 7th Gen from Weatherneck. I don't know how much more they can do here, though. A lot of damage coming in from Cora, who's now the main carry. 2-5, no slouch either. Investor Pride trying their best to take down the Sejuani, but all of DKP is too little and too late. Nevertheless, they'll take home game 2 in quite the convincing sweep here.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt yet again, but I think the same story from game 1 and game 2. They just can't hang in the lane phase. Get blown out of the water twice in a row. A lot of that on 2-5 and Cora, although this time Investor Brian doing a lot better in that mid lane, more comfortable in this matchup. So the play looks pretty ban-worthy against them. So that is some good news for the side of the Kingpins here. But when it comes to that top lane, I mean, 2-5 had Weatherneck's number the whole time, pretty much just up in their face, dominating both matchups, and just really leading their team to victory through the top side, and looking solid there. Other than that, I think that their ability to skirmish was very good. Some macro mistakes here and there. Maybe another team could punish them a bit harder on that, but unfortunately, Kingpins are not able to do so.
Yeah, Kingpins, good try today. You guys will get it next time. But yeah, for Faceless, big win here. They secure their second seeds position in Group A. They will be very happy to move on from this one. They look strong. This is a team to beat everybody else out there. So keep an eye on them. I'm excited to see how far they go. But for you, dear viewers, we hope you enjoyed watching today. Tune in tomorrow for some more Titan Esports, and we will catch you next time.
There's no time for regrets, but I remember how I slept in your chest.